Chahar showed tremendous steel in the company of fellow swing bowler Bhuvneshwar Kumar as the duo guided India to a famous win to take an unassailable 2-0 lead. Deepak Chahar starred in a stunning win for India on Tuesday that helped them clinch the ODI series against Sri Lanka in Colombo. The hosts were in total control of the game in the second half and finally had an opportunity to end their misery with a vital win when India were reeling at 193 for 7, needing another 83 to win. However, Chahar showed tremendous steel in the company of fellow swing bowler Bhuvneshwar Kumar as the duo guided India to a famous win to take an unassailable 2-0 lead. Earlier in the day, Sri Lanka had Charitha Solanka and Chamika Karunaratne to thank after the duo powered them to a competitive score. At one stage, even 250 wasn't on the cards after the Indian bowlers made a very good comeback in the middle overs, striking at regular intervals. Sri Lanka did get off to a good start though and showed more intent in the power play. Avishka Fernando was impressive once again, but it was Minad Bonica who did the bulk of the damage. After getting an early reprieve from Pandey, Minad fetched 4 boundaries in the space of 8 deliveries at one point as the openers added 59 in the power play. Yuvendra Chahal then gave India a much-needed breakthrough, just like he did in the first ODI, as a dangerous Minad hit one straight to Pandey at mid-wicket. Off the very next ball, Bonica Rajapaksa edged one through to the keeper after failing to judge a delivery from the leg spinner that went in with the angle instead of turning back into the batsman. The onus was then on Avishka and Dhananjaya De Silva to resurrect the innings, and even though the run rate had come down as a result of the double breakthrough, Sri Lanka still needed these 2 batsmen to bat deep. However, Avishka, who hit Sri Lanka's first boundary in 97 deliveries at one stage, departed immediately after reaching his 50 as he mistimed a shortish delivery from Bhuvneshwar. To make matters worse, Dhananjaya didn't last long either after Avishka's departure, as Chahar came back into the attack alongside Bhuvneshwar for a short burst to get rid of the right-hander with a well-disguised knuckle ball. Big hitters Shanaka and Hasaranga too failed to make an impact, which in turn shifted the pressure on Solanka with Sri Lanka seeking vital runs. The left-hander milked the spinners to good effect and also found some timely boundaries to bring up his maiden 50 in the format. Even though he fell with 17 balls left in the innings, Karunaratne once again landed some punches at the death like he did in the first game. Back-to-back boundaries off Chahar and Bhuvneshwar in the final 2 overs from his bat gave Sri Lanka a massive lift, which they failed to take advantage of in the end. India made a horror start to the run chase when they lost the 2 young guns from the top order early. Prithvi Shaw and Ishan Kishan killed the chase inside 15 overs on Sunday but combined to make only 13 tonight. Shaw hit a hat-trick of boundaries to get off the mark in typical fashion, but Sri Lanka introduced spin very early to get rid of him. Wanandu Hasaranga bowled a googly and the young batsman failed to read it and ended up losing his off-stump. Kishan then departed for a duck when he dragged a delivery from Kasun Rajathi onto his stumps. Shikhar Dhawan was in his elements again despite the 2 early wickets, but Hasaranga came back to dismiss the Indian skipper. Initially adjudged not out after getting wrapped on the pads, Sri Lanka took an excellent review to reverse the decision. Manish Pandey, who also looked in great rhythm striking at more than 100, had to walk back to the pavilion as a result of an unlucky run out. Sri Lanka then took total control of the game when Hardik Pandya played a length delivery with hard hands to chip one straight to mid-wicket to fall for a duck in tame fashion. At that point in time, India still needed 160 runs to win with half the side already back in the pavilion. Suryakumar Yadav continued to fight though at the other end and helped himself to a fluent 50, playing extravagant shots all around the wicket. Krunal Pandya stuttered but managed to hang in there to get the chase back on track. However, Sri Lanka struck again with Lakshan Sandakan making a crucial breakthrough by trapping Suryakumar leg before wicket, and a few overs later, Hasaranga castled Krunal to take Sri Lanka within touching distance to a much-needed win. Bhuvneshwar, who had pulled off a famous win for India from a similar situation on the same shores 4 years ago, once again dug in deep and ensured India didn't surrender. Chahar at the other end too curbed his natural instincts, with the duo clearly appearing to take the game deep. Finally, he broke the shackles with a massive 6 off Sandokan in the 43rd over and followed it up with 2 more boundaries in the next over to not only get to his 50 but also bring the required rate below 6. The two batters were watchful enough to play out Hasaranga's final 2 overs and take their chances against the seamers at the other end. The ploy worked out to perfection with Sri Lanka running out of time to break the partnership. Some streaky boundaries added to Sri Lanka's woes and eased India's path to victory eventually as the heist was completed with 5 balls to spare. Brief scores. Sri Lanka 275 for 9 in 50 overs, Cherish Asal Anka 65, Avishka Fernando 50, Yuvendra Chahal 3 wickets for 50 runs, Bhuvneshwar Kumar 3 wickets for 54 runs. India 277 for 7 in 49.1 overs, Deepak Chahar 69 not out, Surya Kumar Yadav 53, Wanandu Hasaranga 3 wickets for 37 runs. India won by 3 wickets.